is understanding culture. First, art. It is very significant in every individual, especially for those people who cannot express orally their feelings, thoughts, and ideas, but in a form of art. For example, drawing. They can able to draw what they feel. Through arts, they can express what they want to tell to someone or somebody. Next, beliefs and values. Passed through generation to generation, like for example, if it's not allowed to vote or bring salt, money, and rice in the evening. Geography. It refers to the location or area of a group of people or their way of living in one specific place. Next, language. Way of communication in which everyone.
Culture is an umbrella term which encompasses the social behavior and norms found in human society, as well as the knowledge, beliefs, arts, laws, customs, capability, and habits of the individuals in these groups. Ang kultura ay tumutukoy sa tradition, beliefs, behavior, at iba pa. Halimbawa, sa tradition, clothing, kaya sa mga kapatid natin, Iboli, sumusuot sila ng traditional na damit para sa kanila. Isa sa mga halimbawa,
I will discuss about art, values, and beliefs. When we say art, it is how we feel. Art is not what you see, but what others see. Because art is its something, strongest of all emotions. It drives our fashion boundless. Art, it is how we discover ourselves. To make art, you don't need skills. When we say values and beliefs, as a person, we have different values and beliefs in our daily life. Beliefs means it is an internal feeling that something is true, even though that this is unproven or irrational. For example, I believe that there is a life after death. And when we say value is a measure of the worth or importance a person attached to something, our value are often reflected in the way we live in our lives. For example, I value freedom of speech. I value my family. Thank you.
Geography and language. Geography is the study of life on the surface of the earth, and it has two main branches, the human geography and the physical geography. The human geography has three general focus: the characterizing and explaining the difference between places in the present and the thought and the throughout time. Second, the theorizing and modeling the spatial structure, organization, and control of society. Number 3, explaining the meaning of the significance of place, space, and the landscape. The second main is the physical geography. Physical geography focuses on the physical system. At the landscape scale, this is not the scale of the globe and below and the surface of the earth, which is the realm of geology. Language, a system of a conventional spoken manual, written of symbols by means of the human beings. As a member of a social groups and participant,
Good day, my name is Adrian Paroni, BSHM 3 Set D. I'm gonna discuss the week 1, number 5 and 6, law and politics. Law is initial tool of government action, an instrument which government tries to influence society. Law and politics are developed in our country that we need to practice. Religion is commonly practiced by a group of people. It is a socio-cultural where behavior and practices, analyze, belief, ethics are in.
Hello everyone, I am John Paul Pareño from Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, Degree Set D. Technology. It represents in the workplace, the hospitality and service attitude has to be the priority mindset for the colleagues and customers. However, technology has been shown to be the artifact of a culture and contains the values of the culture. In today's society, technology represents the values of the dominant cultures and support the goals and ambitions of the hegemony while suppressing marginalized groups and individuals. Social organization. The authenticity of the cultural element is jeopardized because of the interaction of demand of the customers and the local workers. It put its members into small units to meet basic needs, and it is also a pattern of relationship between and among individuals and social groups.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Erkan Pastor from PSHM Set. Culture is learned. The first teacher is the child birth in his family. Special does not interact with the child closely. As a year, those of child learn many things from family, worship tradition, and enters his value learn strong people in leads. The influence are but now honor of our loyalties and our fears. Culture is social. A person who not interact with the people culture transmitted. It cannot be keep the hope interact with the other people in appreciation. For things value in a help from perspective in understanding our culture. A building relationship in other people.
In today's video, I will explain the two topics that giving to me. The culture is shared and culture is transmitted. First is culture is shared. To be considered as a cultural characteristic, a particular belief, value, or practice must be shared by a significant portion of the society. Cultural is often viewed as a group custom that link together members of society. For example, family. Family, the primary agent for acculturation, passing along the basic cultural belief, value, and customs to the society newest member. Second, culture is transmitted. The spread of behavior within social groups and may lead to the establishment of staple tradition in both human and non-human animals. It's the process through which cultural elements in the form of attitude
of my report. Culture is a continuous. The transmission of the culture elements of one group must be continuous from one generation to the next. This will be ensured that there is a common understanding of the practice, history, and origin. So the transmission and culture will stay, and the generation must be continue, or kailangan na magpatuloy ang kanilang culture sa next generation. And culture is accumulated. With so much history in any society, there's a bound to be change in culture as a compared to when it was initially practiced. So, ang culture nila ay mag-continue at
Culture is integrated. Common practices brings people together. Means sharing our culture from other people to be much more easier to understand our differences through our practices and our cultures. Culture is changing. With intersection of many variables across time and people, culture is bound to change. In every generation, is developing our technologies and our government structures and laws and etc. And our practices in our culture is changing too.
Culture varies from society to society of the many subgroups in a society. Each one brings their own cultural mindset to a bigger community. Expect that there will be similarities and many unique practices within a given community and among the different countries. Culture varies from society to society because different societies have different cultures. However, it is important not to confuse the idea of culture with society. A culture represents the beliefs and practices of a group, while society represents the people who share those beliefs and practices. Neither society nor culture could exist without the other.
Good day, ma'am. My name is Tikal Pinisa from this HM3 Set B. So today I'm gonna discuss the week 3, the tourism and the professionals. According to United Nations World Tourism Organization, tourism is a social, cultural, and economic phenomenon which entail the movements of people to the countries or places outside their usual environment for personal or business, professional purposes. These are the people are called visitor, which may either tourists or executives, residents or non-residents, and the tourism has to do their activities, some of which involve tourism expenditure. That's all. Thank you.
Travel services. We have the travel agencies and tour operation. The travel agencies includes the general manager, the assistant general manager, the senior travel consultant, and travel consultant. The tour operation includes the product manager, the sales and marketing manager, the credit manager, ticketing manager, and tour operation manager. The travel services encompasses event or conference planning organization, travel companies and organization as well as association, the government agencies and companies that specialize in serving the needs of the tourism sector as a whole. The next
multicultural diversity and tourism. With many improvements in the tourism industry, transportation, and road connectivity, travel within and outside the country, and people working outside of their area of residence, locally, regionally, and internationally crossing borders is now easier on everyone. Roads have improved tremendously in the last 10 years, almost allowing people to travel from north to south of the Philippines. Fully by land, ferries, and roros are available to transport cars and buses to connecting islands. Cars, buses, trains, and many mass transit vehicles are available at a range of price that is affordable for various types of customers. The term multicultural is also synonymous with the words culturally diverse.
Okay. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. My topic for today it's all about what language do you speak? So first, what is language? Language is allowed to share our ideas, thoughts, and feelings. But it also have power to build societies, but it also to tear them down. So, in I love you in English, I love you. So in Japanese, watashi wa. In Koreano, salanghe. In Chinese, waay ni. In Thai, from Rakul. And Bisaya, ihigugmatika. In Ilonggo, palangga ko ikaw. And the last is Ilocano, ay ayatin ka. And that's all. Thank you. That's all the languages.
And today, I will discuss what does it mean to be culturally diverse. The term culturally diverse is obtained interchangeably with the concept of multiculturalism. Multiculturalism is defined as a system of beliefs and behaviors that recognize and respect the presence of all diverse groups in an organization or society, acknowledges and values their socio-cultural difference and encourage and enables their continued contribution within an inclusive cultural context which empower all within the organization or society. Recognition of the abundant diversity of cultures, respect for the differences, acknowledging the validity of different cultural expression and contributions. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I'm Mary Grace Romaliosa, BSHM Set D. Week 4, 7 important actions involved in the destination of multiculturalism. First, recognition.
respect, acknowledging, encouraging, valuing, empowering, and celebrating. Encouraging the contribution of diverse groups. Empowering people to strengthen themselves and others to achieve their maximum potential by being critical of their own bases, valuing what other cultures offer, celebrating rather than just tolerating these differences in order to bring about unity through diversity. Diversity. That's we all. Thank you.
It's all about how can you support cultural diversity. First is increase your level of understanding about other culture by interacting with people outside of your own culture. Meaningful relationship may never develop simply due to a lack of understanding. Second is avoid imposing value on others that may conflict on or being inconsistent with culture others than your own. Third is when interacting with others who may not be proficient in English, recognize that their limitation in English proficiency is
About the week 5, the multicultural diversity among tourism related profession. So, as a mention of this previous chapter, the tourism industry has a many sector and cuts across various discipline. The tourism professional is a very prone to experience multicultural diversity in the workplace due to interaction with colleagues and customers who come from different places. Teamwork in this field is very important as many processes in the customer cycle need interaction with other team members. Among the airports recognized by the several prestigious travel organization as being on top of their game. So the number one is a Singapore Changi.
Some of the best practices of top airports. Number one is they always plan ahead to stay ahead of the game. Number two, they provide basic service right like spotless cleanliness, comfortable gate areas, warm and friendly staff, and simple wayfinding. Number three, they excel in every aspect of the airport journey experience by ensuring their staff are. Number 4, they create an atmosphere that makes you want to stay in the airport longer. Number 5, they implement internal process that keep stress level low. Number 6, they balance the implementation of this process with the passenger's experience. Number 7, they have airport staff that are proud of their airports and their high standards.
Nature of hospitality and tourism. Globalization has enhanced the diversity experience in the hospitality and tourism industry because of its multicultural nature. Tourism involves the movement of people from their usual surroundings to the places of their interest. The sample of nature of hospitality and tourism is lodging and accommodation, foods and drink services, event planning and management, transport, and of course the logistics services and travel. That's all. Thank you.
To report about understanding workplace diversity in hospitality and tourism. Hospitality and tourism present a unique opportunity to understand new cultural experience for both employees and the tourists. It is important for the personnel to understand and appreciate different cultures to enhance the nature of their interaction with tourists of different cultures, regions, races, creeds, colors, ages, genders, and sexual orientation. It is for this reason that business playing their trade in this industry must endeavor to train their personnel
to appreciate and accommodate people from diverse backgrounds around the world. As such, workplace diversity not only facilitates easy
diversity in hospitality and tourism. It is necessary to employ people from all walks in life and nationalities so as a nurture workplace diversity and portends positive influence and enhance productivity in the hospitality and tourism industry. So it talks about our culture, respect one another. So sa trabaho, kailangan natin yung respect one another. Meron tayong respeto sa isa't isa, yung workforce natin sa trabaho is aangat, di siya bababa. And then yung productivity, not only in ourselves, but in our workplace or sa kasamahan natin, magiging matibay yung samahan. And then, mawawala yung tinatawag natin na culture discrimination, which is, uso siya ngayon sapagkat mapablaan, Muslim, Ilonggo, or other nationalities.
In hospitality and tourism. Workplace diversity is the hospitality and tourism industry is enhanced through visions that promote equal employment opportunity to cater for the different nationalities in the market. The industry gets to appreciate the world's socio-cultural and economic differences in this industry, need to establish organizational policies that not only discourage discrimination but also encourage intercultural activities such as cultural educational programs and forums. Businesses also should employ organizational structure that comprise of the people from different regions and races and spread key opportunities to qualified staff from across.
The nature of hospitality business means flexibility is avoidable due to long opening hours and seasonality. In addition, as the workforce becomes increasingly diverse, there has been greater pressure on our organization to respond by being more flexible in all their process, systems, and procedures, and not only their working hours. Improve customer service. Through effectively managing diversity organization may well improve their customer service by developing employees' ability to communicate and understand the characteristic of a diverse customer-based organization, gain a competitive advantage over those who do not. Improve team effectiveness. It is suggested that successful diversity management will lead to improved creativity, innovation, problem-solving, decision-making. Search shows that heterogeneous work groups outperform the homogeneous groups.
Now I will discuss about diversities, simple and complex. In this chapter, we will look more closely at two diversities, simple and complex, and other diversities common in the tourism profession. If we were able to list down the 10 of the most famous fiesta in the country, which are all very deeply rooted in our Filipino culture, what about the most revived tradition we still practice to this day? Filipino love celebration and festivals. Whatever the good excuse to throw a party and get together with relatives and friends. That opportunity will mostly seize every time. One of the most popular forms of celebration in Philippines is through fiestas, which may very well to be celebration as old and time.
Hi, good morning. My name is Christian Deo Sumacaisa and my topic is about the history of fiesta. So the word fiesta is a Spanish term for festivity, a telltale sign that the celebration was heavily influenced by the Spaniards. Despite the Spanish influence, scholars Antonio Pigafetta, Miguel de Loarca, and Pedro Chirino recorded that Filipinos already big on celebration even before the colonization. As a Catholic country, main reason behind the observation of fiestas is to honor their patron saint. It also means that the celebration has been inculcated with traditional festival practices, country like procession and novena. That would be all. Thank you.
A glimpse of fiesta celebration in the Philippines. There are about 100 different fiesta
and festival celebration in the country. Every year, every town, every city, every province honor different patrons, which means every festa celebration is unique, distinct. Every household busy preparing for fiesta, maybe it be terms of food decoration or invitation guests. Filipino love food, so you can just imagine the pace of spread available every time towns of feast finally comes.
So for 9, I'm going to report for you the 5 tradition of Filipinos. First, we have competitive karaoke. Having originated from Japan, this fun pastime from itself of Philippine shores very quickly. With karaoke studios peppered across every municipality, there always room for everyone's favorite sport, competitive singing. Karaoke setups find themselves in Filipino homes across the country, always there for living up every dinner, party, or random occasion. And that is the karaoke competitive. Second is we have Bayanihan. Bayanihan is a country that is prone to typhoons and volcano eruptions. Filipinos have seen their share of calamities, always resilient and light-hearted. Philippine culture entails a Bayanihan character, best expressed during times of crisis. Third, we have fiestas. Having been
10-way tourism professional. Number 1. Customer service skills. It should never be forgotten that it's the customer who provides the fund to pay salaries and other expenses which allow a hotel or restaurant to remain profitable and reinvest in its infrastructure. Number 2. Networking skills. One of the key skills needed in the hospitality industry is to able to network effectively unlike many other sectors of business. Number 3. Communication skills. Exceptional communication skills are highly valued in most industries, and in the higher up one gets in the hierarchy, the more important they become. Number 4. Flexibility skills. Compared to the other professions, hospitality and tourism jobs often demand the employees work odd hours like high nights and weekends. Number 5. Organizational.
And for today's video, I will discuss to you the week 5 and 6.
Week 5, multicultural diversity among tourism-related profession,
Is all about nature of hospitality and tourism, understanding workplace diversity in hospitality and tourism, influence of workplace diversity in hospitality and tourism, appreciating workplace diversity in hospitality and tourism. The benefits of any workplace are employment of best candidate, positive organizational culture, retaining talent, flexible working arrangements, improved customer service, improve team effectiveness. It is obvious, probably from your own experience, that cultural diversity within a workforce does not automatically generate these benefits. Managers need to ensure that they have a strategic approach to managing diversity and not
Number 8 is become a walking Wikipedia regarding knowledge about the country's nationalities, culture, traditions, and religions. Tourism professionals should learn as much as possible, by so doing, you will able to the meaningful conversation with your customer or guest when the conversation is merited. And 9, observe the basic rules of engagement. In the instance previously mentioned, you are engaged in the conversation of interaction with your customer and or guest. Therefore, the most be able to observe and basic rules of engagement. And the last is number 10. Number 10 is be yourself. In everything, be yourself. You are a microcosm.
Week 8. Handling multicultural peer diversities. Cultural differences can be shown in form of communication to teamwork, perception of time, formality, or different cultural calendars. It is vital to understand, communicate, and interact with people across different cultures. There are some tips on how to manage cultural differences in the workplace. First, teamwork. It is important to have an open mind towards the new culture, embrace the teamwork activities and sharing of tasks rather than focus on individual differences. See others people's opinion as an opportunity to expand your horizons. Number 2, model the right behavior. Everyone in the workplace should lead by example as well as embrace and respect diversity. Put harmony and common sense before being right and use a sense of humor and or a positive approach. Do not take things to the personal side. Sometimes people are just
Week 8, Awareness. A good way to get to build a healthy work environment is to celebrate cultural differences and make everyone aware of your co-workers' perspective, habits, and way of life. Awareness. Self-awareness is important because when we have a better understanding of ourselves, we are able to experience ourselves as unique and separate individuals. We are then empowered to make changes and to build on our areas of strength as well as identify areas where we would like to make improvements. Communication. The best way to practice effective communication in a multicultural environment is by keeping an open mind.
Here are 10 ways tourism professionals should handle peer diversity. Number 1, in the workplace and among peers, the first rule is to always be yourself. Second, be a team player. Here are the 5 characteristics of a good player. Number 1, embraces collaboration. Makipagtulungan sa mga ka-teammates mo. And number 2, holds accountable. Number 3, committed to the team. Dapat nakatuon ka sa mga ka-teammates mo. And number 4, flexible. Maging flexible ka sa mga ka-teammates. And number 5, positive and supportive. So, always be positive and supportive sa mga ka-teammates. Number 3, become an inspirational to others. Maging magandang halimbawa sa mga ka-teammate mo para
Good day, everyone. I am Kayla Jade Priswello Tulio, third year BSHM SETI. So today, I'm gonna discuss when your superior is diverse. Diversity brings in new ideas and experiences, and people can learn from each other. Bringing in different ideas and perspectives leads to better problem solving. Working in diverse teams opens dialogue and promotes creativity. The value of diversity is true for our culture too. That's all. Thank you.
To redefine and recognize the many types of diversity. As already stated, diversity has many categories and not all are regularly suitable. To notice them, you have to peer a little deeper. One scary reason why people feel comfortable in one workplace but unfulfilled in another. Maybe because they are diverse in those subtle little ways. That all your staff has hailed from the same state doesn't mean they are not diverse. For instance, you have to take note of the obvious diversities like race, religion, gender, and sexual orientation. But you also need to find out about the small guy who always slink away from birthday celebration. You need to notice the diversity.
Today, my report is all about don't assume people understand your joke. So, being a part of the hospitality industry, I believe that don't ask any joke in anyone because we don't know what is the feedback to us limit it not only in ourselves but also in other people so that we can build a good relationship to others. So, di lahat ng tao ay nakaintindi sa aking joke. In other words, not all jokes are funny. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Jai Tobias from Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, Set D. My topic for today is diversities in diverse location. When we say diversities in diverse location, it's easy to say that here that words diversity without actually everything knowing what is the reality mean. But with only a general understanding of the world, it's likely that there are some types of diversity being overlooked. There are 4 types of diversity, which is internal diversity, external diversity, organizational diversity, and worldview diversity. That's all, and thank you.
Of diversity. These are a lot of factors that play into diversity. Some things are visible on the outside, but others are just a part of the way people were born. These distinctions are the grounds for how the 4 categories of diversity were created. Number 1. Internal diversity. Internal diversity characteristics are ones related to situation that a person is born into. They are things that a person then choose for themselves and are impossible for anyone to change. And also, internal diversity is related to nauugnay sa kung saan pinanganak ang isang tao, ang mga
Diversity. Organizational diversity, called as functional diversity, relates to differences between people that are assigned to them by an organizational essentiality. These are the characteristics within the workplace to distinguish one employment to another, regardless of what position or payment you receive. Any form you do solidifies your belongings to the organization, whether you working for private, non-profit, public sector, governmental organization, and even you do voluntary work for free.
Today we will talk about what is generation gap and to answer 2 questions. First, what is generation gap, and second, what are the differences, especially in values. The generation gap is an opinion between one generation to another regarding in beliefs, values, and politics. Generation gap are divided into 4 groups. First, baby boomers. If a person was born between 1944 to 1964. Second, Generation X or Gen X. If a person was born between 1965 to 1970. Third, Generation Y or Gen Y or Millennials was born between 1980 to 1994. The last one is Generation Z or
For my own opinion, ang race ay isang pangkat ng mga lahi sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo at ito ay binibigyan ng kahalagahan pagdating sa lingwahe, kulay ng balat at katayuan sa buhay, mga interes, mga panlabas at panloob na anyo. At dapat ito ay binibigyan ng respeto at pagmamahal.
Hi everyone, my name is Riley Magbano and this is my report. 1. Conduct a diversity audit. One of the most important ways to champion diversity is to reflect on your own company's areas for improvement. Conducting an audit for employees' demographics will highlight unconscious bias with your hiring process. Identify non-present groups of people, avoiding judging a job candidate by their name or gender. Instead, focus on experience and talent in your field. Ways to become a diversity champion. Diversity and inclusion are key to employee well-being, performance, and business success. Diversity and inclusion should not be style practice, not an expression or goal. It should be woven into the core fiber of a company, leading every decision they make and an action they take. Businesses must first reflect on their own workplace, culture, and hiring processes, then champion diversity and inclusion through the actions discussed in this post.
This is a discussion about book a diversity and inclusion speaker. A book a diversity and inclusion speaker is whether is for internal training, a purpose, or for a cruising cannot speech. We're proud to have speaker available to speak positive message and educate audience on such important social topics. Engaging your audience with such many meaningful subject can be of huge benefits to every guest, so choosing the right speaker for your event.
And I'm here today to discuss about raise money for charity and have a zero discrimination policy. First, let's start in raise money for charity. Raising money for someone or something is to attempt to accumulate some amount of money, either through work or donation, in order to fund someone or something. For example, we're doing a charity drive to raise money for someone to help her or him to pay the medical bills. Next, have a zero discrimination policy. Discrimination is very well known, especially in the Philippines. Some of the victim is discrimination has committed suicide.
I will discuss to you the increased sales and revenue and attract retained talent. The acquisition success rate for investment by partners from different school background was 11.5%, higher than that of those who studied at the same school. Further, partners from the different ethics background. One of the primary benefits of diversity in the workplace is that improves employee morale and engagement. These factors alone can lead to higher productivity and revenue. Attract and retain talent. A diverse workplace is essential for organizations that are looking to attract and retain talent. How to increase revenue in a business. First is determine your goals. 2. Focus on